So welcome back YouTube, this is the Ninja Movies back again with an all new movie review. It's been quite a minute, but I had the passion to actually review one of the Die Hard films today, and that is Die Hard with a Vengeance. This is the third film in the franchise, and even though this film is nearly 30 years old, I only just watched it for the first time last night, and you know, I did talk about this in my Blu-ray update. I'm not a huge action movie guy, not like the full popcorn cheese action movie like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. I've watched a lot of their films, but it's never been like my go-to, you know. And Die Hard 1, I thoroughly enjoyed on a rewatch. Die Hard 2, I watched and thought it was pretty good. But this film, Die Hard with a Vengeance, watching this last night blew my mind how much I enjoyed it. It is by far my favourite in the series from what I've seen so far. And I really just wanted to make this video implore you to go watch this movie. It's quite the experience if you haven't seen it already. Now, this film follows Hans Gruber's brother is actually the main, I guess, villain in this film. They call him Simon. He calls up John McClane and all the police department and lays out all these demands because he's become quite a good bomb expert. And pretty much John McClane and Samuel L. Jackson in this film, they have to go around and they're doing whatever Simon says. And it's really, they're just playing cat and mouse for most of the film. This movie is about 2 hours long and you do feel it towards the end, but trust me, the first half of this movie I was gripped. I honestly was like, what the fuck is this movie? How am I so enthralled in it right now? The performances are good. Samuel L. Jackson's a really, younger version of himself. 95, I don't even know what other sort of movies he was in. Maybe he was just breaking out at that point. Bruce Willis, the very first scene where he meets Samuel L. Jackson in this film is extremely racy. I was not expecting it, where he has to go to the streets of Detroit and wear a I hate N-word sign, which was just a crazy start to the film. Moving on from there, pretty much most of the time while it's cat and mouse and the whole main plot of the film is actually setting up, which is Gruber is sort of distracting the whole New York police department with these bombs, simply so he can hit Fort Knox and take all the gold. But the first half, I would say, is a genuine 10 out of 10 enthralling action film. And then the second half kicks in, and kinda the second half is really why I wanted to make this review. Because I don't even know, I think it was the scene where the dam gets flooded. That's when I was like, holy shit. They really just went cheese out of nowhere. I'm like, alright, this might just be one scene. Pretty much, John McClane, also in this film, any vehicle, John McClane he'll just fucking drift the shit out of it. He can drive any vehicle. He sees that the dam's getting flooded that he is driving in, just whips this garbage truck around at fucking breakneck speed and starts pretty much hauling ass and escaping from this dam imploding or whatever, the water coming for him. Sees that he's not going to make it because it's a fucking garbage truck. It's got no fucking push in it. It's got no gas. So he climbs up to the roof of the garbage truck and sees a vent open, swings in it in this old school green screen CGI scene and escapes and shoots at the top. Samuel L. Jackson just happens to be driving past. He's like, you alright, mate? You alright? Turns into a following high-speed chase where they're getting sniped and potentially assassinated, the two of them. I know this is probably, if you haven't seen the film, it's a headache, but trust me. Once again, another insane drift is about to come up. They swap drivers, so Samuel L. Jackson's originally driving, hightailing, not doing what John McClane wants, so they swap, which I just think is an elite thing to do, because like, how's the pedal still going? Surely just, the car's gonna just halt. Anyway, rip out all the cords, and then, once again, McClane can just drift anything you want in this. Drifts it to pretty much 360, turn around and see the people trying to kill them, just shoots them up. It was an awesome action scene, but it's just so over the top. If you think it's done, it's not. It just keeps going. They end up following Gruber, or the potential trucks of gold, up onto the New York City bridge, whatever the bridge is called. They see them down in the water on a nearby ship container going past. So what do? Firstly, Samuel L. Jackson, which is my favorite call, I can jump that far. which is crazy. He's like, I can jump on the crane from this bridge. And obviously, he thankfully doesn't do that. John McClane's like, you will literally get split in half. It's just a weird comment. I love that he even thought about it. So what they do is grab the winch of, I'm just going to say like some kind of fucking Hyundai or whatever car they had at the time. I can't quite remember. But this is just some like derelict 1995 city car with a winch on it. They just shoot it out onto the crane of this ship container going past, and I don't know how fucking long a winch is meant to be, but this thing carries them to James Bond down to the ship. They end up getting spotted and the winch finally does break. In turn, probably the best and most exciting kill of this film, where the winch comes down and just slices a bodyguard in half. This movie is absolutely insane. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, I'm 6 minutes in just talking about this second half, and so that's the whole thing with this film that is kind of perplexing. I enjoyed the first half so much, I was already going to give it a good review, and then it completely swapped what it was doing, and I really enjoyed that because it's just so insane, but it is jarring. So I could see you not enjoying the whole film, but if you take it for what it is, this is one of the most interesting films I've seen recently, an action movie. I would highly recommend it. It's got so much more rewatchability than I think the rest of the films that I've seen. Once again, I haven't seen Die Hard 4 or A Good Day to Die Hard, but from what I've seen on IMDb, this is pretty much the favourite other than the original, so I just thought I'd come on here, chat about it for a couple seconds, and hope you guys enjoyed it. If you've seen the film, what did you think about it? How does it rank in the film series for you? And yeah, if you haven't seen it in a while, just go back and watch this insane ass film.